Hello, Assalamu Alaikum, Eid Mubarak, and welcome to this very special Eid show for Sports Extra. I'm your host, Ahmed Nawaz. Finally, we've been through a very blissful Ramadan. We've, gathered all the blessings of the Almighty, and finally now it's time for us to relax, to enjoy, to celebrate, make all our worries aside, make peace with everybody who we've not been talking to, and finally get our Eid celebrations on course. Of course, it's the first day, but it's got 3 more packed fun days to come as well. The celebrations are definitely going along a week and going to last a week longer as well, because of course we've got some holidays in the making as well. And finally, from all those tough routines, it's nice to take some time off and be with friends and families. When we're professionals, so we've got obviously families at home and in our professional workplace as well. So it's good to see that we're gelling with everyone, we're saying Eid Mubarak, and we're actually enjoying ourselves. And it's a great time as well, considering there's so many fun activities happening throughout the country and internationally as well. We've got some great guests lined up for this Eid show. We've got people from various domains. You're going to be interested in listening to their views as well. I'm going to start from my right-hand side, of course, and we've been joined by a very fantastic, enthusiastic tennis player. She represents Pakistan. Very soon, she's going to go to this international event as well, and we're going to all be backing her as well. We've got Miss Mehaq Khokhar. Mehaq, Assalamu Alaikum, Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak to you too.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
So how are you enjoying this Eid so far? I know it's been quite a blissful, like I said, Ramadan. It's been a little tough because of the weather as well, but now it's time to, get ourselves in the groove.
I mean, yeah, we know that Ramadan's a really beautiful month, and but after fasting and especially in this heat, it's really nice to spend Eid with your loved ones. And I usually go to Lahore for small Eid, so it's really nice because I spend Eid usually with my dad's side of the family. So
but we managed to hold you back in the first day, so you're going to be traveling very soon, I think.
Yes. So I'm going to be going tomorrow, but every year we usually spend Eid with my dad's side of the family in Lahore. So I'm really looking forward to that, and it's going to be really good.
So do tell me about this fact now. I know because your Eid is going to be equally tough because you've got a tournament coming up very soon as well.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm just going to be spending these few days in Lahore, and then I'm going to be going back because we have to practice and we have to get ready for the tournament that we're going to be playing. And we're going to Malaysia, so I don't really have that much time to relax at anything. Have to get back on the court.
Tough on the routine as well. And alongside Mehaq, we've got a gentleman who's going to touch our souls, obviously. I always say life is incomplete without music. And we have a vocalist, a fantastic musician. I got to hear him before this show started as well a little bit, and I truly was mesmerized. We've got Mr. Umair Shahid. Umair, Assalamu Alaikum, Eid Mubarak.
Walaikum Assalam.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you
so
much.
Eid gets even special for a musician, right? Everybody's going to be asking you to play all the time.
Exactly.
So, and do you enjoy these requests as well, or are you like, no?
Exactly. I was actually fond of playing guitar, and मैं इसी जो है वो ताक में रहता हूँ कि यार कोई मुझे मौका मिले तो मैं play करूँ.
Right. That's great. And on my left-hand side now, we've got 2 more amazing guests. We're going to make this Eid as fun as possible for you guys as well. We wanted to give Mehaq some equal competition, right? We didn't want her to dominate Pakistani tennis all on her own. We've got the very talented, the great, and I've heard he's a legend in tennis in Pakistan, and I'm sure he's going to be the next one of those greats throughout the world as well. We've got Mr. Abid Akram. Abid, Assalamu Alaikum. Eid Mubarak. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Eid Mubarak to you as well.
How are you?
I'm very well.
So I've put a lot of money on you. I hope you do justice to your tennis now.
Yeah, that was quite an introduction. Thank you for that. But yeah, looking, really working hard and trying to get places, do as well as we can, doing our best as all of us are in our, fields. Yeah. And
with Abid, we've got a lady who is, involved in a sport which is not just a sport, but it's fun as well. Imagine adventure, imagine mountains, imagine bicycles, cycling, exercise, healthy activities, all of this. Sports is generally healthy. We've got Miss Samar Khan, who's a professional cyclist. Ma'am, Assalamu Alaikum, Eid Mubarak, and welcome to the show.
Walaikum Salam, and Eid Mubarak to you.
Thank you so much. So tell me about this now. Just give me a brief intro where this started. I know as when we're young, the first couple of gifts we do get from our loved ones is a bicycle. But then how does it become into a professional career?
Actually, it all happened very suddenly when I availed the adventure course from Pakistan Army. It was in Abbas, and I went for paragliding, which is quite different. Then, but after that, I started I tried different adventure sports, and I was really inspired by the adventure athletes, European athletes, which you usually see in X Games, international championships. But we don't see such things here in Pakistan, and especially after visiting and witnessing those majestic peaks in north, longest glaciers, highest peaks, longest, the Silk Routes, Karakoram Highway, the entire range. I got so much fascinated that why don't we do such things in Pakistan? And then my very first tour was a bit of experiment. I biked from Islamabad to Pak-China border, and it took me almost 9 to 10 days. And then I realized the importance of training and how to take this sport professionally. Then later on, I biked on the world's third largest non-polar glaciers. It's also in Pakistan, luckily. And then I went for the roof of Africa. I biked on Kilimanjaro last year. And so I want to set such crazy examples to inspire the youth of Pakistan so that they can, they come up, they try adventure sports, and they explore Pakistan and represent us internationally.
Well, being brave is one thing, but imagine this lady who's got no fear of heights. She doesn't mind the cold, and she's actually reaching for the skies. So I'm pretty sure the next adventure she's doing is jumping out of a plane with a bike, with a parachute. So she is a really brave lady, but we've got to hand it to you. This is something that isn't followed in Pakistan, but you truly give us that courage and that sense of patriotism as well. Right, and now before we proceed on to the fun-packed each show we've got planned for you, I think it's about time that we do give Umair, and we make an official request to him to just play us something and just get the mood started. So over to Umair.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm starting with some slow songs.
Yeah, sure, why not?
तुम्हारा इश्क तुम्हारी वफा ही काफी है तुम्हारा इश्क तुम्हारी वफा ही काफी है तमाम यही आसरा ही काफी है तुम्हारा इश्क तुम्हारी वफा ही काफी है जहाँ कहीं भी मिलो मिलके मुस्कुरा देना जहाँ कहीं भी मिलो मिलके मुस्कुरा देना खुशी के वास्ते ये सिलसिला ही काफी है तमाम यही आसरा ही काफी है तुम्हारा इश्क तुम्हारी वफा ही काफी है ये लोग कौन सी मंजिल की बात करते हैं ये लोग कौन सी मंजिल की बात करते हैं मुसाफिरों के लिए रास्ता काफी है मुसाफिरों के लिए रास्ता ही काफी है तमाम उम्र यही आसरा ही काफी है तुम्हारा इश्क तुम्हारी वफा ही काफी है
Wow. So I did say that he's going to touch our souls, but I didn't expect it's going to be that early and that deep. That
Thank
was
you very
really
much.
amazing. Like I said, I truly believe music is a remedy. It is a healing tool for people as well. But it's truly a way of connecting as well. So tell me about your journey as a musician. Where did it start?
Everybody has his own definition about music,
Yeah.
especially that depends, they're doing music. If you're talking about our journey, I was actually a vocalist before. Basically, when I was in class 5th, I used to take part in different 14 August celebrations, annual days, नात competitions. So at that time, वो शौक जो है वो
Develop
हो रहा था. उसके बाद जब हमने कॉलेज पास किया, उसके बाद मैंने प्रॉपरली प्रोफेशनली म्यूज़िक स्टार्ट किया है. मैंने फिर देखा कि यार जो वोकलिस्ट है उसके लिए कोई ना कोई इंस्ट्रूमेंट सीखना लाजमी है. तो मैंने फिर इसलिए गिटार को चूज़ किया. है बहुत से इंस्ट्रूमेंट थे, लेकिन ये है कि ये इकोनॉमिकल है, क्योंकि हर जगह साथ लेके. अब मेरे पास कीबोर्ड होता तो वो थोड़ा मुश्किल होता है. तो है भी ये थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट है सीखने में भी, क्योंकि जब आप सीखते हैं तो आपकी फिंगर्स जो है वो बहुत कटती तो नहीं है खैर, लेकिन एक प्रैक्टिस होता है उससे यूज़ करने का. बहुत से लड़के कहते हैं यार आप इतनी जल्दी सीख गए, कैसे सीख गए? मैंने कहा यार शौक की बेस पे सीख गया हूँ. तो अभी अल्लाह का शुक्र है, अल्लाह ने जहाँ भी परफॉर्म किया मैंने मुझे बहुत इज्जत दी है, लिटरली.
Right, but you're amazing, like I said,
Thank you very
mashallah,
much.
you're really amazing. Now, like I said, all of us have different stories of Eid. You know, I always say that the first thing for Eid has to be remembering those people who are not from those privileged sections of society, remembering all of those people who are not that fortunate enough as we are, you know, people unfortunately who are from the downtrodden segments, people who are orphans, who don't have families as well. So you got to give this Eid to them as well. Just a small portion of it would do it for them as well. And especially remembering those family members who are no longer in this world as well. Just give them a visit on the graveyard, take a bunch of flowers. It does a lot, trust me. You know, it connects you with their souls as well. So these things are very important, and that's how one's Eid should be. And that's what our ancestors, our forefathers, or even our religion, and almost every religion does say this, that it's remember, you know, it's important to remember these important segments of society. But talking about Eids for different people, I'm going to talk to Abid about this. I understand for an athlete it's quite different. Like I talked to Meg, she's having a tournament, she's going to be busy all around as well. But what about you? Is Eid the time when you finally say goodbye to your racket, some time with family, or is practice still there?
No, Eid we take off. You know, that's one day we'll definitely take off. But there's been times in the past where we've had to play on Eid. Like when 2015, we were playing in Indonesia, and it was the semi-final of the Davis Cup, Group 2, and we finished the tie on Sunday, and thankfully, you know, we won, and we got the present of Eid the next day. And then the best part was that in Indonesia, they were celebrating Eid on the Monday, and then Tuesday, it was actually Monday night we flew back, and it was Eid in Pakistan on Tuesday, so I celebrated 2 Eids that year. So that's my, you know, fun story about Eid.
That's got to be cool. 2 Eids, obviously, that's got to be fun as well. But sometimes it does mean staying away from family as well, for athletes especially. So, Mehaq, even if it was your case, staying away from family, it's got to be a little tough on players as well.
It is, because, you know, you're so used to spending Eid with your family, and of course not playing tennis or anything. And then, you know, when you're away at a tournament, or you're anywhere where you're playing tennis on Eid day, it's different because, you know, you're not used to that all your life. And I think this was last year. This wasn't small Eid, it was big Eid, on big Eid. We basically, we were in Indonesia, I think for Asian Games. Abid was there too. And it didn't really feel like Eid at all because, you know, of course, it wasn't what we're usually doing on Eid. But I remember that some of the players actually woke up in the morning and went for their Eid prayers and stuff. But then everything else we just did that normally, we generally do. Yeah, normally. There was no change. There was nothing of the sort. But of course, you know, Eid is a day that you want to spend with your family and your loved ones. And yeah, so of course, if you're playing your sport, even though you really love the sport that you play, but it's it's obviously different, and you know, you would prefer being with your family on Eid day.
And
not,
tennis
not
definitely,
playing,
like
yeah.
other team sports, tennis becomes an individual sport. And there's a lot of fatigue involved in that as well. So let's say even if you're playing a day before Eid, the next day you gotta relax yourself because
Yeah,
your
that is
body's
true.
been under
That is true.
too much stress.
No, that is true. I completely agree with you. Usually, I think even if you don't have a tournament, you don't have a match, you'll probably take the day off before Eid as well. You won't be playing because everything's closed. You know, the courts are closed and everything. So you usually can't play the day before Eid. But you know, if you have to play the day before Eid, you probably wouldn't want to play on Eid because, of course, you want to relax, want to spend time with your family, and you can always play after Eid's over. You know, so yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Samar, what about you? I understand Islamabad is becoming a lot more crowded than it used to be over the years. Especially you specialize in mountain biking, as we were talking before the show as well. But let's say if you want to give your bicycle a little something outside as well, then Eid might be that perfect time when you've got less traffic and everything.
I had the experience actually of riding on Eid. I was in Karimabad, and I still remember that night. It was so beautiful. I was right in front of Al-Tayt Fort, and there was this wedding in the village, and it was like their cultural music was playing all night, and I was missing my family. You know, the food and the Eid vibes when, you know, we all get together. But it was still really beautiful, and but normally in Islamabad, I try to spend my time with family, with my siblings, with my cousins, and I eat a lot. Because I know I have to like shed it after.
You know, she's got the most smart routine out of all of us. Because if we eat, it's going to get to us, not to you guys, you're tennis players as well. But for her, it's even more fun. The more you eat, the more you're going to burn in cycling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're
So
smart.
I
in
can
that.
eat anything. Yeah.
Yeah, so eat anything. Don't say anything, then it becomes everything. But what about Eid? In your family, let's say, what's that traditional dish that's cooked on Eid, especially for Eid?
It starts from sweets,
Yeah,
savaiya,
definitely for
and
everyone,
kheer. So I really like kheer, and after that, like something spicy and heavy, and then, you know, it keeps on changing, depends on the guests and the mood.
Oh, spicy, heavy, and sweets. Sweets is probably for every. I'm sure it's the same with all of us families in Pakistan.
Yes, for sure. For us as well. Starts with sweets, and then you get a heavy lunch, you know, and then you just, the rest of the day, you hang out with your family and you just laze through the day, you know. But definitely food is a big part of our culture, and especially on Eid day.
Especially after Ramadan, I think getting into that groove is very difficult because we're so used to this month of Ramadan that we're not eating for these 29 or 30 days. The routine isn't there, lunch isn't there, obviously, only Sahar and Iftar is there. But then, Mehak, it becomes tricky when you have to have a lunch on Eid. It's a little bit shaky as well for your body.
What is your whole routine changes? You get used to just, you know, eating during Sehri and then Iftari, and you've done that for so many days, and then all of a sudden, you know, you're not fasting, and, you know, you have the freedom to eat whenever you want again. And it feels good, but of course it's different, you know, your routine changes. But yeah, I mean, I love food. So.
But what about connecting? If I talk about my Eid celebrations, and I'm one of those lucky ones who has a very huge family gathering on Eid, and that tradition has been there for ages now. You know, at one family member's place, all of our family, immediate family and the extended family, they gather about 40 to 50 people, and it's a huge gathering with tremendous food and a lot to talk about. Obviously, those of us who are in whatever culture or whatever industry are going to be talking about that, whatever profession we're going to be talking about that. So it's a lot to connect as well. So Samar, what about you? Do you have these family gatherings often on Eid days?
Yeah, and I try to hide from children so that I avoid that Eid tradition, because I don't get Eid anymore. So, and yeah, it feels really warm, especially you know, after the long tours, expeditions, the remote time when you finally get the opportunity to meet everyone after so long, and when you talk and when you gossip like a normal person. So it feels good on Eid, yeah.
It feels good. What about you? Do you have these family gatherings and people asking you for Eid when you feel like, no, man?
Oh yeah, I'm getting to that age where I'm the giver of Eid, you know. Those days are gone when we used to get Eid. But yeah, I've actually been away from Pakistan. I was in the US for a few years, so I haven't been able to really feel
that culture?
That, you know, yeah, the Eid vibes. But I'm really happy, you know, this Eid I'm here, you know, with family, and it's I really missed it. I realize now that it's been, I've missed it over the years.
Yeah, but finally you're back, so you
Yeah,
can definitely compensate for that time in the
Absolutely.
US. But that being said, I think it's time now to get through to another song from Umair. I've seen him, just pressing his guitar in anxiousness when can he play for us again. So Umair, just take us away with another beautiful track.
अजनबी रास्ते लापता सी मंजिलें सिमत कोई नहीं दिल बिछड़ते रहे जाने क्या बात थी जाने क्यों थी खराब रह गुजर में ही था रहनुमा में ही था वो मेरे करीब था वो लम्हा अजीब उसके लम्हों में मैं ढल गया मेरे होंठों पे प्यास थी एक तलाश थी क्या था मगर गुमशुदा जाने कैसा वो ख्वाब था एक शराब था सीने में दिल जल गया तो क्या हुआ में तन्हाइयाँ शोर में सन्नाटा सा जिंदगी के खेल से बेखबर बेवास्ता शामें ढल सी गई राज खुल से गए हर सुबह में ही था हर सुबह में ही था वो मेरे करीब था वो लम्हा अजीब उसके लम्हों में मैं ढल गया मेरे होंठों पे प्यास थी एक तलाश थी क्या था मगर गुमशुदा जाने कैसा वो ख्वाब था एक शराब था सीने में दिल जल गया तो क्या हुआ तो क्या हुआ तो क्या हुआ
Amazing once again, and it's really mesmerizing. I know there are a lot of instruments out there, and not saying this because Umair is sitting there, but for me, guitar is one of my favorite instruments as well. Starting all the way back to when we fell in love with those songs from Najm Shiraz. My favorite was Insane and that was the first song I ever sang when I was a toddler. And then all-time favorite, AKBAR from Junaid Jamshed, which is, I think, one of the most prolifically composed songs in Pakistan right now, and now towards this new generation's era as well. Music has been something that has been really, really followed in Pakistan, and I think it really blends in our culture as well, doesn't it? So it's there for everybody, and of course, we're going to be talking about, but we talked about a very dangerous aspect of Eid before this song for us adults, and that was giving away Eid. So, we've been at the receiving end for quite some years, and now realizing, for those of us who have kids like me, getting up and giving my daughter Eid makes me realize that I'm no longer on the receiving end. But it generally makes me a lot generous as well, because I do realize I used to ask all of my uncles and aunts to give me more and more. And now I realize, okay, tit for tat, karma. So it's now my turn to give that shit again. But let's talk about your sports in general. He at the start of the show did talk about his instrument, his equipment costs as well. Tennis is an expensive sport. I have to say this because I know some of the costs as well. In Pakistan, it's a little crazy that the only obsession we've had with tennis balls is putting a insulation tape on it and playing cricket with it.
Yeah.
But we don't understand the real equipment of tennis and how much it costs for a player.
Oh, it definitely is one of the more expensive sports. I mean, a racket costs about $200, which is around 30,000 rupees now. And then if you're playing professionally, you need at least 3 in your bag. If you break a string,
you guys often break some in anger as well.
In anger, more so the string breaks.
Yeah.
When you're hitting hard, when you're hitting with topspin, the string will break. So you need another one that is strung exactly the same way, so you don't change the feel. And then if you're practicing, you need lots of tennis balls. You don't need just 2 or 3. You need lots of tennis balls so you can repeat a lot of shots. And then you need membership for a club to play. And then if you need to play at tournaments, you need to go to other cities. And if you need
Traveling
to play
costs,
if you need to play pro events, you need to go abroad. And in tennis, everything is on your own. You're doing everything on your own, unless you have a sponsor, which is
not the easiest thing
which
to
doesn't
do
happen in Pakistan. Yeah. Even abroad, very few lucky ones get private sponsorships. But so overall, if you combine all of them, it's on even day to day, it's very expensive to get your rackets restrung, get new balls every day, pay the membership fees, pay the coach the fees. So, it takes a toll. It's definitely one of the more expensive sports, but definitely you can make some money as well if you get up to the in the rankings, you can make some money back as well.
Yeah, and it becomes a smart investment at one stage if you're good enough. But that's the beauty about Pakistan, isn't it? Before breaking a racket in anger, you would think about, oh no, $200, so I might stop myself. Not for the likes of Djokovic and everybody, they can just throw rackets away.
Well, actually, there's some people here as well that when you're in the moment and you're angry, you just end up breaking the racket and then you're always full of regret later. Like, why did I break that racket?
That was my favorite one.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to buy a new one and it's so expensive. And tennis is a really expensive sport, Imagine you have to buy minimum three rackets that are $200 each. And then just like he said, the balls and, traveling costs, paying the coaches, the membership fees, everything. It's really expensive. But sometimes when you're in the heat of the moment and you're angry, it just happens, the racket just breaks. But it's an expensive sport.
Yeah, but you're a general fan of Nadal and his aggression comes to you as well, doesn't it?
Well, we've spoken about this before.
Yes.
He's a fighter. I don't think he's ever broken a racket
No,
on the
I have
court
not
because he has
seen
such
Nadal
great
break. Yeah,
discipline.
that's true.
He has such great discipline that, even though he's got that aggression inside him and he's a fighter, but he'll never use it in a negative way. He'll never go and break his racket.
He's a role model for
he definitely is, because his attitude, I think, it's outstanding. It's something that everybody should look up to and should try to follow, because he's like the perfect combination of both, being aggressive in a good way and, maintaining himself, and he's got that perfect balance. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think he's ever broken.
And Mehaq would definitely want to say Eid Mubarak to Rafael Nadal as well. Won't he?
If he was watching.
But Samar, for you things become different. I want to understand this. I've had my share of bicycles. I've had my share of bicycles that were stolen from me. It does happen generally. You forget some bicycles, and our family was a tradition. My father went to the supermarket, forgot his bike and came back on foot, and then realized, oh no, I went on a bike. It happened to me, it happened to my younger brother as well. So we were crazy enough to repeat this tradition. But you're doing this cycling on another level. When you go towards, you talked about this non-polar glacier as well.
Yeah.
Then the bicycle's dynamics have to change.
Everything changed because no such thing was happened before. So when I was doing that, I was bitterly criticized and mocked, and even the seniors, they threatened me that whatever you're doing it on your own, because it's only for hiking or trekking or climbing. These things happened before, and now you're taking bike over there, so how are you gonna carry it, and all these things. So when I hired the team, they started laughing at me that, what's with the bike? So then I had to open the tires and the frames and everything.
What about the general bicycle? Did you have to change the tires? What did you do?
the bike doesn't matter if it's road or mountain. You have to like remove the tires when you go to mountains or you know such technical or challenging track. And similarly, I had to carry my bike like for 3-4 days. I hiked with it, and then
You must be a strong lady then. You were carrying it.
like each one of us was carrying a bag almost 20 kgs. So, but then when I found glaciers, I assembled it again and I started riding it. Then I had to jump over the crevices, and it was like slippery, rainy. So it was it wasn't a continuous ride, but I like got 4-5 kilometers good ride. So that was worth it. But it was the like first time, and I challenged myself. And when I came out from that place and glacier, I was like totally another person.
What about the cold? I mean, fancy the cold there and doing cycling?
Minus 15, yeah.
So
like living your 2 weeks in refrigerator.
yeah, that's a nice way to put it. That's a
Yeah.
very easy way to put it.
Yeah.
So then the next time I want to go and do bicycling on a non-polar glacier, I got to live at my house in my refrigerator for
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's a great way of putting it, definitely. But that just tells us how adventurous we are as human beings, and how adventurous we are when we're kids, especially on Eid days. We always make a mess of something at least, and we've all got these great humiliating stories which are humiliating to us but a great source of entertainment for all the viewers out there. And definitely we've got to talk about this. So Mehaq, do you have one of those incidents that really highlighted you on Eid?
No, I'm not just saying this, but actually.
You have to, yeah.
I mean, even if I did have one, I don't remember any. I don't remember any humiliating stories. I actually remember Eid is a lot of fun because I would get a lot of Eidi. And, I would always be with my uncles and aunts during Eid. So the more, like, I would get a lot of Eidi. But I don't remember anything.
But what about the favorite
humiliating.
moment? If you not have a humiliating one, what was the most favorite Eid that you remember?
Well, every Eid is really special
Yeah.
for me because, like I said, I go to Lahore and I don't meet my family there that often because they're in a different city. But so when I go there, we really connect, we catch up, and I'm really close to my family and I'm
Lahore
really
is
close to all my
generally very
cousins.
exciting, isn't
It
it?
is
Yeah.
exactly because there's so many food places and there's a lot more to do than there is in Islamabad. So it's always a lot of fun going to Lahore. And then, I have great company there because I have my cousins and I'm really close to all of them. So we all make sure that we have a really good time together because we're only together, we're together really rarely. So, we make sure that we really make the most of the time that we have together. So for
Definitely.
me, every Eid is special.
It's special.
Yeah,
What about you,
special.
Abid? Do you have one of those humiliating moments or one favorite one do you recall?
I mean, it used to happen pretty much every year that, basically I love animals and all animals. So whenever we would, I guess this is about the Bakra Eid,
Yeah,
but it still works, right?
yeah,
Anyway, so every year we would get, the goat,
yeah.
and I'd bond with the goat, spend so much time with him, and then by the time the Eid would come,
It's time for him to go.
it's time for him to go, and I would get all emotional, and I'd be crying on Eid day in the morning because my friend's gone, and that happened for many years till I was about hit my teenagers, but
And then
until
you
then,
realize that barbecue is the real thing.
exactly, I was like the post what do you call it? Sacrifice is the best part.
Yeah.
That's the fun part. But yeah, that's my pretty much every year till I hit 13, 14.
Yeah. What about you, Samar? Do you have one of those interesting moments that you remember and recall from all of those Eids?
I just remember, that rich vibes for 3 days when I used to get a lot of Eid, and I used to feel very rich among, all the siblings and the cousins, and I have a lot of money. But the time was very limited, but yeah, it was fun. I was an ambitious outdoor child, like from the start. I used to play outside, and it was like playing and mingling with all the cousins, and it was the time that I had the opportunity to play, and so that playing and like connecting moment, celebration, everything was really beautiful and
Special as well. But
Actually, sorry, now that he mentioned animals, I just remembered that I think this was 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
We all went to Lahore for Eid and we actually took our dog with us. And this is actually really sad. It was probably like the worst Eid that we had because I think it was on the second day of Eid, our dog actually died. And I think he got electrocuted or something. Like, I don't know, he was in the balcony, bit a wire, got electrocuted, and he passed away. So I remember that was one of the Eids that was really upsetting for like our whole family because we were really close to the dog. And yeah, so I mean, that
what was he called?
Bruno.
Bruno, all right. Definitely a sad way to go, but that's life, definitely. But you know, since Eid is there, you generally want to meet more people, more adults. You're not just limited to your family. You want to ring those bells and say, hey, Auntie, Eid Mubarak, where's my Eid? You know, so things do work out like that. But it's been amazing. Like I said, we have different Eid stories. I want to thank all of you for being on the show and sharing your stories as well. You guys make Eid special for us as well, and we make it special for everyone. But then again, before we go, and we're going to go signing off this Eid program with very special tribute, obviously a song from Umair. That is your speciality. But and I definitely think it's going to be something for Pakistan, probably. Dil Dil Pakistan or said, and that too bilingual as well. But before that, I do want to send out this message once again, that once you're enjoying these 3 days of Eid from today and the next 2 days to come, there are people out there who are making sure that you're enjoying a safe and a peaceful Eid and getting a good night's sleep as well. These are people from our armed forces. These are from the law enforcement agencies. These are people from the city administration, whether they're traffic wardens or anybody else. These are all the people who do make Eid special for us as well. So I think it's a shout out to them, a shout out to all of those, like I said, who are not from the privileged sections of society. And generally on Eid, I must say that it's time we set our differences aside. I understand you could be mad at someone or anything could go wrong, but generally the concept of Eid is bringing everybody closer. And you know, it doesn't become more beautiful than these 3 days, and you need to continue this throughout the year as well, is just give a hug to everybody and bring smiles on people's faces. Trust me, I've been there, I've done that. That's going to be the most rewarding feeling that you get in your life. From me and the entire team, it's going to be Eid Mubarak. A shout out for you for these 3 days. Celebrate them, enjoy yourselves, and really spend time with your family. That's very important. And we're going to sign off with a song from Umair.
Thank you very much. बढ़ना है आगे हर कदम, जब तक है दम में दम, होगी कभी हिम्मत न कम, जज्बा जनूनू दो हिम्मत न जुस्तजू जो करे वो छुए आसमां, मेहनत अपनी होगी पहचान कभी ना भूलो, सबकी नजरों में पाकिस्तान कभी ना भूलो, पाकिस्तान है हमारा, पाकिस्तान है तुम्हारा। अपना घर अपनी सरज़मीं सब कुछ है बस यही, अपना घर अपनी सरज़मीं सब कुछ है बस यही, इतना तो है हमको यकीन, जज्बा जनूनू दो हिम्मत नहा जुस्तजू जो करे वो छुए आसमां, मेहनत अपनी होगी पहचान कभी ना भूलो, सबकी नजरों में पाकिस्तान है हमारा, पाकिस्तान है तुम्हारा, पाकिस्तान है हमारा, पाकिस्तान है हमारा।
Great.
Thank you very much.
you so much. This was truly amazing. I really hope that you get a real career in this going, and we see you on the top stages. And then we do hope that you remember us when you become a star as well. You definitely are. But thank you very much, ladies and guys as well. Eid Mubarak to you and your families. And we hope that the fervor continues for the 3 days. We're going to leave it at that. From me and the entire team, the entire PTV family, it's Eid Mubarak and it's Allah Hafiz.